You're coming to the party, aren't you? She doesn't like coffee, does she? Do you know what we call these little questions at the end of the sentence in English? Continue watching to find out. Hey everyone, welcome back to Lingoni English. My name is Emily, and in this video, we're learning all about question tags in English. So what are question tags anyway? Well, they're just little questions you add to the end of a sentence to seek agreement, prompt a response, or just to confirm information. They often prompt the speaker's expectation that the listener will agree or will provide them some feedback. We use question tags to keep the conversation flowing in a natural way and to keep the speaker and the listener connected. And how do we form these question tags? It's pretty easy. It's really just reversing the polarity of the statement. What do I mean by that? Well, you turn a positive statement into a negative question tag or a negative statement into a positive question tag. Let's first look at positive statement plus negative question tag. You're coming to the party, aren't you? So the main sentence is positive, you're coming to the party, and aren't you is the question tag, and that's in the negative. In this case, the speaker is expecting that the listener is coming to the party. You're coming to the party, aren't you? Okay, now let's move on to negative statement plus positive question tag. She doesn't like coffee, does she? She doesn't like coffee, does she? So in this case, she doesn't like coffee is the negative statement, and does she is the positive question tag. In this case, as you can guess, the speaker doesn't believe that she likes coffee, but she's not 100% sure, so she adds the does she? She's seeking confirmation. She doesn't like coffee, does she? Okay, now let's go over some key points to remember when using question tags. So the first point you need to remember is you need to use the auxiliary verb from the main sentence in the question tag. So you want to make sure they're the same. If the main sentence doesn't have an auxiliary verb, you can use do, does, or did depending on the tense. For example, you like chocolate, don't you? In this case, there's no auxiliary verb in the main sentence, so we use do plus not, because we need to make it negative, in the question tag. Also, it's important to pay attention to pronoun agreement. So the pronoun in the tag needs to match the pronoun in the main sentence. So for example, your friend is here, isn't he? So your friend is a guy, and isn't he? Another example could be, your sister's studying business, isn't she? Also, when using question tags, your intonation can make a big difference. Now, this might be a little bit more difficult for non-native speakers, but you'll pick up on it as you practice. So if your intonation rises at the end of your question tag, that means either you're seeking confirmation or you're genuinely expressing uncertainty. So let me give you some examples. They don't know how to get here, do they? Do they? Do they? You're expecting that the listener will say, oh, yes, they know, or maybe, no, they don't know. Or how about, tomorrow is a bank holiday, isn't it? Isn't it? Now, on the contrary, if you have a falling intonation, that means the speaker expects the listener to agree with them. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Notice how I didn't say, isn't it? I said, isn't it? It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Okay, so now let's go over a few more examples of question tags and listen for my intonation. They've finished their homework, haven't they? You can't swim, can you? You don't like spicy food, do you? She hasn't called yet, has she? They weren't there, were they? Okay, and before we go, let's look at these special cases with question tags. I am in a statement. I'm late, aren't I? So when you use I am, you say, aren't I? With imperative statements, you use will you or won't you, depending on the context. Close the door, will you? Call me tomorrow, won't you? And if you use let's in a statement, the question tag is shall we. Let's talk tomorrow, shall we? Let's wrap this meeting up, shall we? So that's the end of this video. Question tags are so important to help you sound like a native speaker. And if you want a little bit more practice, go to lingoni.com and use the worksheet and interactive exercises made specifically for this lesson. We can't wait to see you there. Bye!